Hi, I wanted to share my thoughts on yesterday's actual play featuring the Gratuitous Anime Gimmick Tabletop RPG, the Zodiac Ring campaign. If you haven't seen it, please check out the playlist in the description below. I think a couple of very important things were revealed, or rather showcased. It's not like a big revelation, it's just like an example in order for you to have better role playing game sessions. When it comes to combat, do not skip combat, do not shorten it, do not try to push it away. Combat is extremely important when it comes to the final resolution in tabletop role playing games. That is the definitive outcome. When you cannot reason with the other party, where the other party is trying to harm you or your loved ones or the world, or wants to impose something, wants to enslave someone, wants to impose some sort of tyranny, you have to fight. You will have to fight. Just like in real life, many of the good things that we enjoy were possible because righteous men and women took action. So when it comes to combat, it tells you a lot, not only about the setting, but also about the characters. Take a look at the combat scenes. So many things were expressed, came forth concerning each of the three characters. In the case of Tomeleton, you can see how calculating Tomeleton is, always looking for the enemy's weak spot, how agile, how Tomeleton employs that Wild West grittiness of jumping behind cover, rolling, ducking, taking some risks. In the best cases, calculated risks. When it comes to Ake, you can see that Ake is pretty much aware of his own limitations when it comes to the combat prowess compared to Tomeleton and the Kerminator. So Ake does what he does best. He has a lot of heart. In anime terms, gambarimasu, he's really enthusiastic. So he's speaking from the heart, trying to communicate directly with the enemy, and perhaps because of his naivety, his purity, his enthusiasm, he gets the enemy off balance. The enemy is not expecting such pure intentions. And you see how this had some critical results in the fights when raw power or strength were not that effective. That emotional lack of balance was what changed everything. In the case of the Kerminator, you can tell that the Kerminator reveals more and more how that machine has been through different battles, perhaps throughout many ages. Perhaps it's an ancient construct. So even though the Kerminator is still, by the Kerminator's own explanation, he has limited capacity when it comes to memory and his processing speed and whatnot. But despite all of that, the combat protocols are quite evident. And he reveals it reveals the great loyalty towards Ake, always trying to protect Ake. That's his number one priority. He considers Ake to be his commander. So battles reveal a lot about the character and the way that they interact with the game world. And in this case, it reveals the crazy anime setting where a scantily clad lady comes out of the ground riding a giant snake, where out of nowhere this Gundam type of mecha appears and starts to wreck the city, and only a few very powerful individuals are capable of saving the situation. Now, when it comes to another important thing that was revealed, you can see that Kevin has been improving a lot when it comes to roleplay. Compared to the first session, now he only had 2 instances when he was I want to, or I will, talking about intentions rather than actions, describing actions. But it's a major improvement. We only had like 2 instances in that session. But there were also some moments in combat where he lagged because he was too focused on the character sheet. He was taking a look at all of his options, and there aren't too many. But when you are thinking about what you can do in combat, you can get a bit, how you say, too fixated on the options on the character sheet. So I think that's an obstacle to roleplay. We even talked about that. I think that was recorded in the after talk moment or segment. No, after session, sorry, after session talk segment. So you have your character sheet to assist you. It is not there as the instructions on how to do something. Just focus on your actions, what you are doing. I do this, I do that, I try this, I attempt that. And the character sheet is there to assist you with those values for resolution. It has those modifiers, your attribute information, perhaps your powers and feats. So just say what you want to do and then look at the character sheet to make your rolls if you want. Don't take a look at the character sheet as some sort of menu and you're about to order in a restaurant. Oh, well, I'm going to have the chili steak and then a side of pasta. No, it's not that. So yes, I think that a lot of people could actually have very clumsy combats because they are constantly looking at the character sheet. And again, take a look at the session. It was only during those moments where Kevin was looking at his character sheet that the combat, boom, suddenly came to almost not a full stop, but it came to a lull, and we were like, and I had to hurry up things like the snake. No, it was the mecha. The attack is going to impact Ake, so it was like, oh yeah. And so definitely take that into consideration. The character sheet is just there to assist you. It has the values, your health, your hit points, your whatever modifiers. It's not there to mark the pace of the situation. But definitely I think the session was great, and I'm looking forward to its conclusion the next week, where all of the mysteries will be revealed, hopefully. And hopefully the characters will survive, because as you have seen from my other actual plays, I have two sessions, or rather concluding sessions, where you reach a certain, if not a bad ending, an ending that is sweet and sour. So let's see how things end up. So yes, I think that's those are two important points. First one, do not fast forward or skip or minimize the importance of combat. Many battles throughout history and in fiction, they are extensive. They are not resolved quite easily, especially when you have various participants. In a real-life confrontation one-on-one with no one else participating and both people know what they are doing, the battle will reach a somewhat quick conclusion. But when you have various participants, even though you have fast battles, they could take a bit of time. And when it comes to anime, that's part of the fun of anime, those almost like chess-like battles, where the characters are exchanging that banter back and forth in words and in attacks. So that's within the genre. So definitely remember that combat reveals many things about the characters and the game world. And the character sheet, it is just there to help you. It is not there to hinder you. If you need to constantly look at your character sheet, do it when the other players and the game master are doing something else. Someone else is carrying out their action. That's your chance to look at your spells, look at your feats, and then when it's your turn to act, you will know what to do. Well, thank you as always for watching my actual plays, for watching my videos. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.